brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. Remember, the key to success is working hard, and let me add, working smarter also. So you can work hard, but if you add working smart and hard, it will be better for you, it will be better for your family, it will be better for your community, and ultimately Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Grenada needs production now more than ever before. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. And this morning, again, I want to highlight some of the positive things that our government continue to do, because whenever positive energy enters a room, negativity hides, negativity disappears. Because you see, the other side, the NNP, with their pundits, goons, zygotes, and sycophants, they are negative. They cannot see anything good in Jerusalem. All they see is bad things. Nothing good can happen. It's like you wake up in a good mood, good spirit, good everything, good vibes. And somebody in your house or on your way to work or on work or somebody on that path just, dampen your spirit. Just change it. That's how the NNP operates. You're happy about something and they just turn your sunshine into rain. So we have to continue to be positive and focused. Once we do that, NNP will become useless. And we know they're on the path to becoming useless, but we must fast forward that by being positive, looking at the good things that continues, the good things that continue to happen for our people. So at this point, I want to highlight the consulate, the Consul General of Dubai, of Grenada in Dubai, representing Grenada in Dubai. That's Ambassador Rahman. And it's a family that has always seen humanity for what it is, and they continue to give back and try to help in any way that they can. So Zai Rahman, they're doing this. It's not new. It is a customary thing that they give back in so many ways. All right. His father, his brothers, every one of them, all of them, his brother and everything like that. They continue to give back to humanity. So I was really impressed when I saw him mobilizing medication, resources for the general hospital and clinics throughout the country. That's a good thing. And I think other embassies, other consulates should do similar. I know some of them have been doing quite a bit, but particularly in the medical area, getting medications, getting supply, getting stuff. That's really, really good. And I want to commend him. I want to applaud him because that's the way to go. But mind you, with all the medication and all the supplies that he is mobilizing and shipping to Grenada, the NNP will still say there is no medication at the hospital. They will still say there is no supplies. They will still say things are bad where health is. In fact, Clarice Modeste will go on the platform next Wednesday and talk the country bad, in my belief, and attack this and attack that and say the healthcare is this and the healthcare is that. I mean, that's NNP. You can't run away from that.
Greetings. On behalf of the Consulate of Grenada in Dubai and of Grenadians living in Dubai and the wider region, it is my honor to announce the contribution and shipment of essential medical supplies, equipment, and consumables to supplement and bolster the existing operations at our hospitals and medical centers. This initiative reflects the commitment of Grenadians in Dubai to stand shoulder to shoulder with Grenadians at home to support our doctors and healthcare professionals across our nation. We are here to strengthen capacity, support our frontline workers, and enhance the quality of care for all Grenadians. As outlined in the National Sustainable Development Plan, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Grenada's first national outcome is a healthy population. The plan notes that strategic actions are needed to achieve good health and well-being, as well as health equity in Grenada by 2035. We have been empowered by our ministry and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, the Honorable Joseph Andal, to act towards achieving these goals.
So the Grenadians in Dubai have answered the call. They have contributed to the initiative to provide medical supplies for our healthcare system in Grenada. Mr. Al-Kubaisi, who is also Grenadian, has graciously offered to allow us to use his facilities and his shipping company to move the items from Dubai to Grenada. Thank you so much. It's our obligation and our pleasure to support.
This initiative aligns with the vision outlined in the plan for a Grenada where every citizen has access to quality healthcare and the tools needed to live healthy, productive lives. The Health Sector Strategic Plan reminds us why this work is important and why this work matters. It states that health is a basic human right, and as a result, no one should be denied access to healthcare. Guided by this principle, we are proud to assist with this noble mission to support and improve the existing operations of Grenada's healthcare system. This shipment ensures that our medical professionals are equipped, supported, and empowered to serve. It is not just a shipment of supplies. It is a gesture of love for country and a symbol of shared purpose. It represents our collective determination to build a stronger, healthier Grenada together.
Right, and that's remarkable. That's fantastic. That's great. That's excellent. And I am saying, just as Ambassador Rahman is doing this, remember the NNP, they were in power for all of these years. So you telling me they were not able to make friends or build relationships so that now, instead of going on a platform and attacking the government and speaking all kind of bad stuff, in my belief, about the healthcare system, you telling me that they can't just mobilize resources and get medication, get supplies, get stuff for the hospitals and clinics and so on, and you can have that parading on the TV. That's your business. But it's a good thing if they can do that. I remember some years ago, just before the election in 2013, the NNP organized, they got fig blogger, rice, and other things like that. In fact, they went to Caritas in Mount Gay, and they got the rice, the bags of rice. They did not even give Caritas credit for the rice that they got there, but thank God the camera zoomed in and we saw food for the poor. So they went there to make a statement because they were talking about, the hospital and all kind of stuff like that. But it was all politically motivated. Election was around the corner, and they wanted to do these things to really make the government look bad. But here it is. They're in opposition now. They're talking about all kinds of stuff regarding healthcare, but they are not doing anything to solve it or to fix it. They're not doing anything like raising funds or mobilizing resources to give to the hospital or to the clinics. But here you have the consulate of Dubai for Grenada and Ambassador Rahman there mobilizing resources for the hospital. He didn't have to do that, but he did so because of love for country. And that's the way to go. That's the way to go. So thumbs up to him and the team. And, let's continue to be on that path. Let's keep Grenada at the forefront as we develop, as we move forward as a country and as a people. So it's really, really good. But I'm saying to the NNP, Grenadians, if you go wrong and you listen to Grenadians, they say, well, the NNP is too negative. Everything is just complain. Everything is just against, attack. Talk bad about government and country. But there are people who are doing things to help. Why you can't help? You, NNP, why you can't do things to help fix something, to impact the lives of people positively? All you do, you go on a platform and yap. We want to see you doing things. And not because you're in opposition, you can't do things. There are groups who are doing things. There are individuals, there are families who are doing things. We saw it in Karakonda recently. Families giving back. And that is what you want in a country. Not this complaining and grinding and groaning and moaning. And that's NNP. NNP has become a complaining industry. They are part of the complaining industry. It's sickening because they're just pure negative. Folks, let's continue with the positivity, with the positive stuff, because Grenada is moving forward. Grenada is moving forward. I told you that the 5 individuals there, last night I said they were going to Jamaica, but we now know that they're already in Jamaica assisting in the poor restoration.
My name is Anthony Tommy, and I am the crew leader to go up in Jamaica to assist with that restoration. We have a good team, a solid team. It's young fellas that we're going up there with. Majority of them is the first time that they go in and do restoration. It is an experience for them that they go, but I believe that they have good cooperation, love between us, and all 5 of us there, we're willing to work, and I think that is a good team put together.
This is actually my first restoration, and I'm a bit excited, not only for the experience, but to be able to assist a fellow neighboring island. We have to consider the safety, taking into consideration the disaster that the island is facing. One of our primary goals is just to see how best we can assist in putting back the power safely and efficiently in a timely manner.
I think my biggest challenge might be maybe the climatic conditions. I'm not sure because, just gotta be in the P's and the Q's, be careful because you really don't know where you're going to meet outside it.
I want to thank Grenlec and Grenada as a whole for letting me be a part of the team. We would go there and do our best and make Grenada and Grenlec proud.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Yes, so that's really, really good. I want to applaud Grenlec. I want to applaud the team. Grenlec is controlled by government. All right, it's owned by government. It's a statutory body, but it's government really that's doing what they're doing through Grenlec, reaching out to our brothers and sisters in Jamaica. And that's the way to go. I love that. So 5 of Grenlec crew members, they're in Jamaica assisting in a big way to restore power to many of the families without. So big up Grenlec always. Big up Grenlec always. All right. Let me play this piece here. The Honorable Ron Redhead brought some smiles to that family.
Oh God, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to you. You'll never know how much I'm grateful to you, darling. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
So on behalf of myself and certainly the government of Grenada, specifically the Ministry of MIT, we are very pleased to hand this over to you, and we are happy that you not just getting a house, but in all the home. Something that you're proud of and you're going to work towards maintaining. Because I know you're a hard worker. So it is our pleasure to give you this kind gesture. The very day when I came, trust me, your stories, everything moved me, and you saw the situation, and it moved us to action. So here you go.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I appreciate that greatly.
Nice. When the government and the community comes together, you see the power that it has.
Yes, it's so easy. Oh, that's a blessing.
We're trying.
And folks, you know, sometimes you sit and you kind of look down the road, not just looking back, but thinking and saying, 10 years down the road, boy, with NDC, what would Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique look like? Sometimes you sit in your quiet moment with all that's happening, with all the good things that's happening, and you say to yourself, NDC remaining in power for the next 15 years, you could imagine the amount of smiles that we all will experience. Families getting homes or renovating homes, roads being fixed, drains being fixed, or young people getting assistance to pursue their education, healthcare improve, agriculture is serious priority and improve. Human resource development holistically, right? And you kind of look at these things. That is important. Very, very important. As you look down the road, what would the next 5 years look like? What would the next 10 years look like with all that the NDC administration is doing? And I think you would conclude that it will be a wonderful sight to see and an experience. Grenada will be transformed. That's important. You have to be optimistic. You have to be kind of futuristic, looking down the road and hopeful. And you have to have that kind of, outlook on what the future will look like, and what, based on what you're seeing today, based on what you're seeing they're doing and what they've done in the last 3 years. You have to be optimistic. You have to be excited about the future. Just look at the smile. Let's play that again. Look at this lady. You go and speak to the joy, the happiness. Just look.
Oh God, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to you. You'll never know how much I'm grateful to you, darling. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
So on behalf of myself and certainly the government of Grenada, specifically the Ministry of MIT, we are very pleased to hand this over to you, and we are happy that you not just getting a house, but in all the home. something that you're proud of, and you're going to work towards maintaining that. Because I know you're a hard worker, so it is our pleasure to give you this kind gesture. The very day when I came, trust me, your stories, everything moved me, and you saw the situation, and it made best for action. So here you go.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I appreciate that greatly.
Nice. When the government and the community comes together, you see the power that it has.
Yes, it's so
That's the kind of power.
I think it's time.
Like before.
Oh, that's a blessing.
We're trying.
The joy, that's the love, that's the niceness. Look at the smile, look at the happy, the hug, the everything. Genuine feeling. So this lady and her family, they got a brand new Build Back Better house. And boy, the kitchen looking posh, the bathroom looking posh. I love how they design it. From what I saw, I am loving it. And it's one family at a time. I love to see what is happening, what is being done. Keep it up. Step by step by step. Everybody cannot get at once. And there might be people looking and saying, but that should be me. Why that couldn't be me? And why I ain't get yet? Have patience. Have patience. Your turn will come. It may not be next year. It may not be the other year, but your turn will come. One house at a time. One family at a time. I just love that. The NDC is focused on achieving the goals. They set some goals out and they're going at it. Cost it what it may. The NNP's out there saying all kinds of stuff. They're ignoring them more or less and focusing on helping people and bettering the lives, the living standard and condition of our people. And I say kudos, thumbs up.
652 families across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique have gained internet access under the JUMP program, a joint initiative of the Government of Grenada, Flow, and the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, the NTRC. Launched in 2023, the program targets low-income households with no prior internet access. Beneficiaries pay just 20 EC dollars per month and also receive laptop devices and digital literacy training, helping to bridge the digital divide and ensure every family, regardless of income, can enjoy the benefits of connectivity. The program was relaunched last Friday at a ceremony in St. George's, setting a new goal of connecting 1,500 households over the next 2 years. Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell said the JUMP program aligns with government's commitment to building a strong, transparent digital economy, one that makes doing business, accessing information, and learning easier and more inclusive. He revealed that while 84% of Grenadians currently have fixed broadband connectivity, over 16,000 citizens remain without access, a gap that must be addressed to ensure equity.
This is a strong indicator of progress, but when we say it must be universal and inclusive, we can't have 16,000 people still without access and accept that we are, in fact, where we need to be. So the program therefore remains critical to ensuring that every household, as you've heard, regardless of income or location, can become part of the digital world and the digital economy. So the collaboration between the NTRC, the Government of Grenada, aims to continue narrowing that gap. And we are focusing specifically on low-income households, because obviously with limited income, the priorities tend to be elsewhere. And so the $20 per month is probably as cheap as you can get for almost anything in Grenada. It is important to emphasize that this is not a pilot. We are not trying to learn the lessons by doing this. This is actually a fundamental act of social equity, and it has to be continued. So beyond simply providing the signal, the emphasis on remote learning, telehealth, e-commerce, entrepreneurship, and social services can all help to break the cycle of poverty. You heard the testimony from the parents, so I don't need to say that with connectivity and with a laptop, a student has access to a global library, not just a Grenada or a regional library. That a parent can use the laptop for access to learning about healthcare, about preventative medicine, about how to better take care of whatever chronic lifestyle diseases that they are living with. So there are tangible results, and you've heard an example of that today. Hence the reason for supporting Jump 2.0 and the relaunch to ensure that we can get up to the 1,500 connected households. So we are proud that the program is successfully focusing on the underserved. The teams have reached everyone, from Petit Martinique and Carriacou to St. Patrick in the north to Grandance in the south. We will be driven by data. The data suggests that St. George, as a parish, still has the largest concentration of participants who have benefited thus far from the program, 32%. So it means, obviously, that we have to recommit to make sure that participants in the outer parishes, including Carriacou and Petit Martinique, can benefit from this.
Country manager of Flow Grenada, Lincoln Batiste, noted that with more than 600 families already connected, over 1,800 individuals have benefited, marking a major step forward in digital inclusion.
Families that were once disconnected now have reliable internet, access to online learning, job opportunities, and a new level of participation in society. That, my friends, is real progress. And today, we are not only renewing our commitment, we're expanding it. Our goal is to bring 1,500 families into the program. That's households connected, equipped, and empowered to thrive in the digital age. Around the world, we often speak of the financial divide, the gap between those who have and those who have not. But today, the digital divide is just as deep, and in many ways, even more consequential. Without digital access, people are cut off from opportunities, from education, from healthcare, from entrepreneurship, and even civic participation. A child can't complete an assignment, a farmer can't reach new markets, and small businesses can't grow. This isn't just about access, it's about inclusion.
Chairman of the NTRC, Vincent Roberts, emphasized that while the initiative is transformative, challenges remain for households still without electricity, a gap that must be closed to achieve full national connectivity.
A modern Grenada must be digitally connected because the future we seek, one of innovation, equity, and opportunity, cannot exist without internet access. We cannot stop until every home in Grenada, every home in Carriacou, and every home in Petit Martinique is online. For this to happen, though, every home must be powered, something which has hindered the delivery of connectivity in a number of instances. This is a challenge not just to the providers of connectivity, but to our power company to ensure that every home is powered. Today, we celebrate what can be achieved when government and the private sector work hand in hand for the public good. The partnership between the government of Grenada, the NTRC, and Flow is proof that when purpose meets collaboration, progress follows.
Supported by the Liberty Caribbean Foundation, the JUMP program also partners with the Monash School of Business and Management and one-on-one educational services to deliver digital training. To date, 154 families have enrolled, completing 106 online courses. The program has already achieved 43% of its new target, signaling strong momentum and community engagement.
Right. So, folks, while I listen to this piece, my mind is kind of saying, but the NNP was in power for 23 years and a half. Why they couldn't come up with such an initiative? Because you're talking about 16,000, is it households or people? But 16,000. Our beloved Prime Minister mentioned it there. I don't know if it's 16,000 households. I think it's 16,000 people. Do not have access to internet. Do not have a device that they can access internet with at their home. Just think about it. So that existed. All right. I wish I could play back because I want to know which whether it was 16,000 people or whether it was 16,000 households. I doubt it's households. All right.
652 families across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
Let's go back.
Narrowing that gap. We heard regardless of income or location can become part of the digital world and the digital economy. So the collaboration between the NTRC, the government of Grenada, aims to continue narrowing that gap. And we are focusing specifically on low-income households, because obviously with limited income, the priorities tend to be elsewhere. And so the $20 per month is probably as cheap as you can get for almost anything in Grenada. It is important to emphasize that this is not a pilot. We are not trying to learn the lessons by doing this. This is actually a fundamental act of social equity, and it has to be continued. So beyond simply providing the signal, the emphasis on remote learning, telehealth, e-commerce, entrepreneurship, and social services can all help to break the cycle of poverty. You heard the testimony from the parents, so I don't need to say that with connectivity and with a laptop, a student has access to a global library, not just a Grenada or a regional library. That a parent can use the laptop for access to learning about healthcare, about preventative medicine, about how to better take care of whatever chronic lifestyle diseases that they are living with. So there are tangible results, and you've heard an example of that today. Hence the reason for supporting JUMP 2.0 and the relaunch to ensure that we can get up to the 1,500 connected households. So we are proud that the program is successfully focusing on the underserved. The teams have reached everyone, from Petit Martinique and Carriacou to St. Patrick in the north to Grandance in the south. We will be driven by data. The data suggests that St. George as a parish still has the largest concentration of participants who have benefited thus far from the program, 32%. So it means obviously that we have to recommit to make sure that participants in the outer parishes, including Carriacou and Petit Martinique, can benefit from this.
Country manager of Flow Grenada, Lincoln Batiste, noted that with most
to be continued.
I want the
specifically on low-income households.
broadband connectivity, over 16,000 citizens remain without access.
Right. Right, good. So I got it. Over 16,000 citizens remain without access to internet. So that's a lot. And I'm wondering, Okay, but NNP been there for all of these years. Why that was not a priority? To make sure that households without internet have internet service. Why? Also, the WASH program. The WASH program had what? 8,715 people left behind with pit latrines and open bathrooms. The Honorable Andy Williams gave us the statistics sometime back, right? Just can't remember what I saved it as, right? But he gave us the statistics here on the WASH program, and it's a similar thing, right? The NNP left that, but they never saw the need to address it and to, to bring relief to people.
In that we have approximately 1,398 households with no access to toilet facilities. We also have approximately 3,500 persons have no running water in their homes. Also, we have 8,715 persons today that uses pit latrines.
Honorable Andy Williams, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, sharing some statistics on the number of households without proper access to water and sanitation facilities.
Right. So folks, the NNP was in power, and it burns me, it bleeds my heart when I listen to those statistics. The NNP was in power for 23 years and a half. And they left 8,715 people still using pit latrines and open bathrooms. They left 3,000 plus people without running water, not able to access clean drinking water in a population of just about 100,000 people. Just think about it for a moment. They left 16,000 people without access to internet. Basic. Internet is like water. Internet is like life. Without internet, nowadays you're grounded. But it says a lot about how the NNP was operating. They never had vision. They lacked vision. They were not men and women with creative minds or ingenuity. They were not initiators of anything. Same old, same old, same old. You look at the free tuition policy, giving access to young people to higher learning, TAMCC, the Loan College, NULO, a technical and vocational institute, where you get the carpenters and the masons and the plumbers and the electricians and the joiners and the chefs and the tailors and the seamstresses. And, you see, I'm saying, the NDC saying, hey, we will pay for you to go to NULO. We will pay for you to go to TAMCC because we want you to learn. It's different. It is different. The nursing internship program. We hear a lot of complaint about the nurses. They're going overseas. They're going to greener pastures. We don't have enough nurses here and that kind of stuff. Or nurse to patient ratio. The NNPD talk about all of these things. But they have not done anything except they closed down the nursing school. The NNP administration closed down the TAMCC nursing school, where an ordinary, simple person could have just accessed TAMCC and become a nurse. Go through the program for the 2 or 3 years and become a nurse. The NNP closed it down. So the NDC now decided, well, look, the nurses who are graduating from from SGU, they need to get the first-hand experience. We're going to set up a nursing internship program. 6 months. So the nurses, they are being paid like nurse, that basic salary as a nurse. without all the allowances and pucks and so on. And they go for 6 months on the job training, getting that training. This is great. And then we have some nurses coming from, some arrive from Nigeria, specialist nurses, and some are coming from Ghana. I remember a friend said to me, well, he has diabetes. And he went to the doctor at the hospital. And the doctor said, well, you have to cut out your toe. You have to remove one of your toes. And he said, why? He said, why you don't have a specialist, a dermatologist specialist, a nurse who is specialized in skin care and removing all the dead tissues and the dead this and the dead that and treating it tenderly. Why? And he said, well, we don't have. So now we have some specialist nurses and from, different parts coming in. It augurs well for the healthcare system. But he left Grenada. He jumped a plane because he had what it takes, to jump a plane. And today, the gentleman is walking on all of his toes. His foot is intact. Of course, he has to manage his diabetes. He has to be extra careful in doing certain things. But I'm saying, he said to me, they remove the dead tissues, they treated his foot, they take their time, and he's okay. His toe remain intact. So I'm saying, these things that we are seeing today that the NDC is doing, it's good for Grenada. It is good for our people. And we have to recognize that. When I think about the land regularization, the SPICE school bus pilot project, the pension payment for retired folks, the new pension for the unestablished workers, and we can go on and on. I asked the question, but what the NNP was really doing in government? What were they doing in government? Because the NNP, they've been there for 23 years and a half. They never saw the need to do these things. They lack the vision. They lack the vision, the foresight. I remember coming from Japan. So I went on a course in Japan. And after I completed the course, I came back. I was working at NADMA, the National Disaster Management Agency. And I took 2 weeks to develop a manual to roll out an initiative involving young people in disaster management, in comprehensive disaster management. Because disaster management was not anything sexy. It was not attractive to young people. It was just senior people involved in the thing. But we have more young people in the country and in nearly all the Caribbean islands. So I developed that manual and I seek buy-in and sponsorship from Australia Aid, UK Aid, bodies in Grenada, Netherlands, and a number of private entities in Grenada, SIDIMA regionally, and there were 1 or 2 other international partners. I was able to single-handedly do that, right? Come up with that idea, do the manual, develop the initiative, and roll it out in the secondary schools. And it ran in the secondary schools year in, year out. We were able to get that whole thing documented. It was a big thing. But I'm an initiator. I'm a visionary. That is what you want. You don't want somebody same old, same old, same old. You need somebody who's going to innovate. I look at my good friend Max Hippolyte, right? Jamari Max, he put it. He's now the country manager for Answer Coating, the paint and so on, Seasons Paint, and it's a young man, but he took over from Diali, senior guy, been there, And what he's doing, I saw something on social media where he's visiting. He is visiting the construction sites where painters are actually painting, using the paint of his company to see and hear from them what you like about it, what you dislike about it, how can we improve it, how can build in relationships. And that is significant. You may underestimate what he's doing. So he's a visionary. He comes into the company and he introduces his new style of management and how he's reaching out to painters, actual people who are using the paint, going on the site, spending a half an hour, spending a 15 minutes and seeing them use the paint and listening to them, getting the feedback from them. That's innovation. That's creativity. That is something new. Building a relationship. So I'm saying that is what you need. So when you look at all of these things that were done, you have to be excited because the NDC has thinkers. The NDC has people who can come up with new things, unique. They have unique ways of, in other words, that is what you need in a government. So you listen to those pieces and as I put it out there and I say to myself, thank God government change, and the NDC came into government and transforming things, transforming this place. That is what needs, and may I say, Answer Coating, they produce the paint right here. They produce the paint right here in Grenada, and they ship it to all the Caribbean islands. So again, we are doing great here in Grenada. All right. So Max, take a bow, big up your whole self, brother. I notice certain things, and I want to applaud you for that. So again, it is important for you to understand the NDC came in and they're innovators. The NDC came in and they are creative. The NDC came in and they are visionaries. The NDC came in and they have ingenuity within them. They're coming up with new things, man. And we're loving it. And we have to call it out. We have to say it as is so people can hear and know and see. You look at Gregory Bowen, Keith Mitchell, Emlyn Pay and all that. They look dark. Clarice Modest and them. They look old-time-ish. They look archaic. They look derelict, antique. They look analog. They look as 15, 20 years technology. They're big time old radio, the big old radio, and they walking on their back still. People have the big headphones and that's how they can't relate. They can't connect to this time, this generation. They just can't. They're not in touch. They're not us. They you see some of them, well, the big pants, the big foot pants that coming back somewhat in style, but you see some of them, they but men still, that's for women, but men still slim fit and but you see some of them with the baggy thing, the wind could just blow them away. You see, they outdated, right? They're not in touch, they're not connected. And that's the thing. It's like you having these people back in the halls of power and they don't know how to use their smartphones. They don't know how to use the computers and the tablets. They don't know how to use the technology that exists, the elevator and they just don't know. They don't know, right? It's like all they know is the manual vehicles, not the automatic. I'm saying we can connect these things, right? We can connect these things. It's not hard. But folks, I want to commend, I want to applaud the NDC. They're doing a fantastic job. They're doing a really good job. All right. Remember, the 23rd of this month, we're going to Telescope Boy. Rally. We have been calling for it, begging for it. We get it. 23rd, General Council of the party, that will be at SAS. And then the rally will take place right there at the SAS or Telescope playing field. So again, prepare, organize, mobilize. I will be there, and I hope you will be there too. All right. Miss Forsyth, my good partisan, her school, well, the school of my kids, First Choice Junior School, they will be having an event on the 15th, Saturday coming. First Choice Junior School is located in Montparnasse, right in Montparnasse, there, Tempe. If you go down lower, you reach in Tempe. So if you pass after Alpha, then Montparnasse, First Choice Junior. My two daughters, they go to that school, and they having the weight was, and the theme, our African heritage, on the 15th. That's Saturday coming, starting at 6 a.m. They would have breakfast, they would have lunch, they would have dinner, right? And you can come and enjoy traditional eats and drinks, games, music, dance, fashion show, photo booth, and many more. And it's open to the public. It's open to the public, all right? It's open to the public, so please make it a date and be a part of this. See the kids, and I went there once, and it was really, really good with a similar thing. So please make it a date and be there. Canada, the Grenada High Commission in Canada cordially invites you to a Grenadian diaspora meet and greet in Montreal, Quebec. Saturday the 15th, that's Saturday coming again. Sophia Reception Hall, 420 Avenue La Fleur, La Salle, I think it's La Salle is the name, La Salle, Quebec, H8R 3H6, from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., featuring the Honorable Joseph Andal. He is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Sylvester Quallis, High Commissioner for Grenada to Canada. All right. Some other people send me, right. So the Vincent's community, let me see, Mary, teacher Mary. She sent me some stuff here. Right, somewhere. I'm looking for that. Let me see. Teacher Mary sent me some stuff. Let me see here. I remember she sent me some stuff to promote, right? So the Vincent's support group presents pop-up yard sale, and that's Saturday coming at the Vincent's Community Center. Time 8 a.m. until breakfast, drinks and eats on sale, barbecue chicken, food stuff by A&A Trading, Farmers Market, clothing, and they're having a health fair there too. I've been listening to her. So they're having a farmers market, they're having a health fair there. Please go out and support them at the Vincent's Community Center. And Mary, big up your whole self. Teacher Mary, you deserve it. You have been out there advocating, pushing the Vincent's community, since that community center was upgraded and repaired and, renovated and so on. You have been with the team up there working tirelessly. Big up your whole self. You deserve an award. You should be given an award from the king. You deserve that, Teacher Mary. All right. Tio, I know you sent me something. Tio Duncan, St. George Northwest. They're having an event. So Tio, I know you sent me something. I was looking for it. But all right, on the 20-something of the month. All right, fundraiser, breakfast sale, St. George Northwest NDC branch. They're having that fundraiser there. Tio Duncan, you're at it, man. I love that. $15 for the breakfast Saturday, November the 29th. So you have some time still. Fried bakes, coconut bakes, fried chicken, saltfish, smoked herring, fried breadfruit, fried plantain, fish cake, boiled eggs, sausages, right? So Tio, good vibes. All right, Ricardo Kings Douglas. Hey, Kim. I will. All right, nice. All right. All right. I'll get. All right. Good. So that's something different. Somebody else sent me something. Somebody else sent me something to promote. Somebody else sent me. Yeah, somebody sent me something. I just can't lay my hands on it, but it's there. All right. So, folks, Canada. There's a fundraiser in Canada. I know there's a fundraiser in Canada. I was playing that. That's Bernadette Thomas. Bernadette Thomas. All right. I know Bernadette. She has been at it. Bernadette. Anyways, I'll get that. Good. So, folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day.